Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the numerology and the energy for each life path number for November 2021. And what we'll do is we'll start off by looking at the energy and the numerology for the collective, and then we'll take a look, deeper dive into the energy for each individual life path number. So before we get into the reading, I just want to mention that this is, of course, a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, please go to my website. I would love to work with you. And what else? I guess that's it. Let's get into it. So we are stepping fully into November. I can't believe that we're here already. Like, what a whirlwind this year has been. I mean, we kind of expected that with 5 energy. This 5 energy of 22 has definitely delivered on the energy of change, transformation, and, shifts for many people. And I've said this before, things are not going to slow down just yet. So we're still in this 5 energy universally for the year, and we're going to be in it through December to the end of December. And so we really need to, if there's any area within our lives that we haven't really taken advantage of and really harness this energy to explore the areas that are outside of our comfort zone to see, are there things that we need to release so that we can fully step into something bigger and better and more aligned for us? Because the one thing that usually holds us back is ourselves. And so this energy has been here for the taking, ready to be worked with. But if we don't do anything with it, then nothing happens, right? We are the driving force behind the energy. We are the momentum. And so I would say if there's any part or any piece of your life where you're in a comfort zone, that you've got some level of fear of sort of stepping out into something bigger and better and more aligned, even though it's unknown, even though it's scary, I would say really take advantage of this 5 energy while we have it through the end of the year. So with that being said, November is 16-7 energy. So ultimately it's going to be that energy of the 7. But we have a really strong influence of the 16. And so that's really what I'm going to sort of be speaking to when I talk about the collective energies this month and what we can kind of see come to fruition. The 7 energy is sort of lurking behind the scenes, right? It's like the core energy. And so we are going to feel that energy. But the 16 influence is going to help push us into that 7 energy, if that makes sense. So there's a lot to go over, so let's dive in. So November ushers in this universal vibration of the 16-7 energy, as I just said. So there's going to be this sort of beautiful, supportive energy for expressing yourself through writing, through speaking. You may find that you tend to be extra magnetic at this time, like people are just sort of drawn to you, or you're drawn to other people, but it's like an exchange of energy. Like there's just this magnetism. And it's sort of like this energy of drawing people to you because they're serving some kind of purpose within your journey. Like there's a reason why these people are coming to you at this time, or there's a reason why people are being drawn to you at this time. They have something to offer, something to contribute to your journey, and vice versa. And so pay attention to those people who are coming to you at this time. Pay attention to the things that are coming to you at this time. Don't ignore it or necessarily see it as a burden. Try to understand why these people are coming into your life. It could be that it's a lesson. It could be that there's something there to show you. But I really get that feeling like this is going to be something where it's kind of, it's really positive energy. Like it doesn't feel like a struggle energy. It feels like people coming to you because you can use their gifts. Like their gifts will complement your gifts, and what you guys can do together will just create something really beautiful within the world. So that's the kind of energy that I'm talking about when I'm talking about this magnetism. And it could be about relationships as well. You could really be attracting in those soul partners, those people who are just part of your circle at this time, and people who are probably going to be within your life for some period of time. These people are going to be especially drawn to your energy, your ideas, and to you, to your light, to what you are putting out there. So again, pay extra attention to how you are expressing yourself. Is it through negativity, shame, manipulation, fear? If so, then you are sort of being extra magnetic in that area, right? So what you'll attract more of is that negativity, is that shame, is that manipulation, right? And so again, this is going to be an energy and a vibrational match of people you will sort of invite into your experience. So this is going to be really important to understand that where you focus your energy at this time, especially, will create the experience that you have, right? That you are sort of nurturing and inviting in. So be certain that it's an experience that you want to be having, right? I say that a lot, but we have more power and control over our experience than we give ourselves credit for. And so again, if you are expressing yourself in a way that is full of negativity, full of shame, full of manipulation, full of fear, full of judgment of self or others, that is going to be what you are putting out to the universe to magnetize back to you, right? To bring back within to your experience. And so you're telling the universe, this is what I want more of because this is what I'm contributing my energy and my focus towards. So pay close attention to how it is that you're expressing yourself, how it is that you're showing up, how it is that you're trying to get your message across. Because remember, people are going to be drawn not only to you, but to your energy and your ideas and your expression. So just pay close attention to that. And it isn't about being positive all of the time, right? This isn't about toxic positivity. This is life, and we have big emotions, right? We're meant to feel and experience, and no one can do that for us, right? We're meant to experience the emotions. We're meant to experience the feelings. So what I mean by focusing on how you are expressing yourself has more to do with your contribution. So you may be feeling the negativity or the trials and tribulations of life, right? That's totally normal. But is that what you wish to contribute into the collective energy with your expression? So when the negative thoughts or the negative feelings come in strongly, this is going to be a time for, and this is very 7 energy, for going within, feeling and working through what surfaces, and then seeking the guidance and resources of others to assist you through it, right? And to sort of hit pause on sending that energy out into the world, right? And sort of not magnifying that negativity or those lower vibrations. It is totally normal and okay to feel them. Again, we are expressive, we are emotional beings. We're meant to feel it all. And when we're not feeling something, it's because we're suppressing it, and that just creates issues, right? And so if anybody's telling you to suppress those energies, then, they're really telling you to hurt yourself, right? You want to feel them. You want to move through them. You want to transmute them. What we're talking about here is hitting pause on sending that energy out into the world, in expressing it in a way that it's contributing to the greater collective and having some kind of effect on your environment, if that makes sense. So that's a fire that just doesn't need to be fueled, right? So when you're back to, your personal state of peace, harmony, joy, positivity, and you feel ready to share, then share that light, fuel that fire for the collective, right? Contribute that. Then those are the people, places, and things that you will draw into your experience. Those are the people, places, and things that will be sort of magnified and who will sort of catch your attention and who you will draw in. So again, you really want to pay attention to your thoughts at this time and, which thoughts you take action on. This is really important as well. Emotions, feelings, again, they're meant to be felt and experienced and moved through. However, thoughts can be changed. And we get to decide which thoughts we put our energy and our action behind to create the momentum. So with this powerful 16/7 energy, pay extra close attention to your thoughts, to your mindset. What are you giving your power to? Those thoughts are the seeds that, when they're planted, create the outward manifestation of our experience. So change the thoughts, change the mindset, change the experience. If it's a negative one, right? Again, I want to be very clear on this because I think that in the spiritual community, there's this misconception or misinterpretation of positivity where it's like, oh, we have to be positive all the time and toxic positivity and we can't talk about being positive. It's not about that. It's about, again, feeling all of the emotions, positive, negative, sad. And there's really no positive or negative, right? It's just emotions. It's your body, again, speaking through you and telling you, like giving you the red flags or giving you the notification that, hey, maybe you need some rest and relaxation at this time. Maybe you need to cry. Maybe you need to, put your face in a pillow and just let it out and scream or whatever. Or maybe you need to go into nature and just relax. But we need to feel the emotions, right? Nobody is saying to avoid or change the emotion without experiencing it and moving through it. Experiencing and feeling the emotion is incredibly healthy. What we are saying, or what I'm saying, is change the thought. And so again, if a negative thought comes into your awareness, you get to decide whether or not you take action on that thought, right? Or whether you're going to feed into that thought and give it power. The thought is of the mind, right? So again, that's something that we have the power to change. And it's through changing that thought, that mindset, that belief, whatever, that you do in turn change the experience, because you in turn change how you show up to the experience, the effort and the energy that you put into it. Okay? So I hope that's clear. Nobody's telling you to suppress or avoid your emotions. Please feel them, and if you need assistance to help you move through them, please use those resources, right? Find somebody who can help you to do that. And there's no shame in that. And same thing with changing the thought. If you struggle with changing those thoughts as they come in and you tend to sort of act on those more negative thoughts because sometimes they're easier to believe, there's coaches, there's readers, there's therapists, there's doctors, whatever you need to assist you in learning how to change that thought when it comes in and deciding on taking more appropriate actions to create the environment and the experience that is more conducive for your higher expression. So the 16/7 energy is really going to be highlighting for you where it might be that you are contributing or taking action on those thoughts that aren't serving you, right? So this is going to be a time when sudden and unforeseen events can sort of overthrow or shed direct light on those debilitating mindsets and habits, right, that need to be altered in order to be better serving. So this is going to be another period for, and I know people are so tired of hearing this because it seems like we've been in this shift for, since 2020, but it's important. It's very important, or it wouldn't be happening. So this is going to be another period for that massive awakening and sort of insights that push you to change course if the direction that you were moving towards was a dead end. So in tarot, this energy would be similar to sort of Tower energy or the Judgment card, or I would say even the Tower and Judgment card. So this is going to be a time for awakening, for big insights, for secrets being revealed, both good and bad, or not so great, right? And there is no good or bad. It's kind of like everything contributes towards our journey and helping us to get to our highest expression. So, but some are more uncomfortable than others. Let's put it that way. So both bring clarity, right? The more positive and the more challenging, both bring some level of clarity. And that's what we are being provided at this time through this month. So any dead weights that need to be released, or any dead skin that needs to be shed, allow it to happen, right? Allow it to fall away, because you are emerging at this time as a more authentic version of yourself. And it's really hard to do that if you're carrying dead weight, if you're carrying, that old skin that really just doesn't even need to be there anymore. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be a really powerful time for a lot of people. The more that you have to sort of shed, the more that you have to release, the more that you're really going to feel this energy this month. And again, work with it. Allow it to work with you, to show you, to highlight, and to show you, again, what needs to be released and how to release it. So the 16-17 or 16-7 energy may feel super intense, right? Just going to be honest about that. But that's okay. Remember, the energy is present, but it's what you do with it that ultimately makes the difference. This is powerful, motivating energy. Harness it, use it, allow it to motivate and inspire you. And this can be a time for magnificent creations. It doesn't have to be all like, healing work or major transformations or major shifts. It can be about getting those powerful, motivating inspirations and taking charge and creating those magnificent creations. So I would say plan wisely, use your intuition, and allow this energy to illuminate or spark your creative talents that you want to work with and to propel you towards those bigger goals. This is definitely a time for that. This is a time for when bright prospects may arise suddenly, including big relationships that could have significance within your life for, again, decades to come. One of the keys in sort of working with this energy is that you don't try to control it. Don't try to attach to whatever comes in. It can be challenging because it can feel like such big energy and such magnetic energy, right? And so intense that it can be really easy to sort of lose yourself within it. But it's going to be really, really important that you maintain your sense of self-control and work with the energy, walk with it, right? Don't lose yourself within it. This isn't about ownership, but rather fluidity and true partnership where integrity, authenticity, and freedom are maintained for all involved. So harness this energy to allow yourself to work with it, but don't try to control it, or the outcome sort of could be a little bit challenging. So keep it simple, even when it feels complicated. Sometimes we're the ones, that make it complicated. So this 16-7 energy is a big, big energy. And it's really here to help you and to work with you. So control, force, stress will only create a similar output and a similar experience. So as always, continue to find your center as you work with this powerful energy this month. This can be a very beautiful experience if we allow it to be, right? So refine the thoughts before you take the action in order to create your greatest reality, right? You have the power to do that. So it all comes down to, what are you taking action on? What are you putting your divine will and power behind? And is it what you actually want and what you believe will best serve you? If not, then stop, regroup, and do it differently. The power of the redirection and to create lies within you, not someone else, not something external to you. So big, powerful energies this month of November. Let's go ahead and look at the energies for your personal life path number. Life path number 9. So I pulled an animal spirit card for you all. And you got elephant spirit, which is beautiful, beautiful energy. What's interesting is what's coming in around this has to do with like memories. So like if you think about the elephant, they're said to have really good memories. They remember things for long periods of time, sort of like humans, right? That can be a really beautiful thing. Memories can be beautiful. They can remind us of, just nostalgic, beautiful times in our lives, things that we wouldn't want to forget. But there's also a flip side of that. It's almost like a double-edged sword, because there can be those memories that aren't as nice, as sweet, as soft, right? There can be some that feel more like daggers when we think about them. And so I feel like this month, we're going to go back to that energy of like paying attention to your thoughts, this is a theme that's kind of coming up for a lot of the readings because, again, that 16-7 energy that we're working through in November, that we're all collectively seeing, it's really asking us to pay attention to the thoughts. And memories are really a part of that, right? So it's like if something surfaces for you this month especially, and it's a thought or a memory that sort of puts you into a negative space, then you're sort of being asked to find your power to change the thought. And so, with memories, it's a little tricky because memories hold emotion as well. There's an emotional tie there. And the emotions we're meant to feel, we're meant to work through them, we're meant to transmute them. So you're not necessarily just meant to avoid the emotion and move on. If it's bringing up something for you that has an emotive tie, then of course you need to take a closer look at the emotion and what it's bringing up for you and why. But if it's a memory that's coming up and it's more something, maybe someone said something to you and it created some kind of shame and you allowed that shame in, and now that memory is coming back up for you, that those thoughts, those self-defeating thoughts, then this is an opportunity for you to flex that power of being able to change the thought and to recognize that that's all it is. It's a thought. It's an idea, right? It's an idea that you're not good enough. It's an idea that you don't have what it takes. It's an idea that whatever it is. And so you can change that idea. You can change that belief. You can change that thought. You might have to work through the emotion that's being brought up that's tied to that thought, right? To figure out, to get to the bottom of it or whatever. So that you don't continue to carry it with you. But there's definitely something here this month for you all around not clinging to the memories or those thoughts that just want to suck you back in or, take you down basically, right? And become that weight that keeps you from moving forward. Because all throughout life, it's like we try to find ways to release the weight so that we can move forward freely. So any kind of baggage that's holding us down, we're not meant to carry that with us. We're not meant to just keep hoarding it. We're meant to move through the experience, have the experience, learn from the experience, extract the wisdom from the experience, and carry that wisdom forward. Because the wisdom is a light energy, right? It's something that's easy to carry. And it's something that's beneficial. But if we try to take the whole experience with us, everything, good, bad, and ugly, wisdom and all, it's too heavy, it becomes too heavy. And so really, I feel like Elephant is just saying to you, don't get stuck. Don't get stuck here. Like, pay your respects, do what you need to do to honor whatever's coming up for you, but don't stay here. Don't get stuck here. So however that comes in for you, what's interesting is when I actually look at the overall energy for November for you all, that same energy is coming in very, very strongly. It's very much in tandem with Elephant. It's sort of like there's some kind of potential for some kind of disappointment here, some kind of potential loss. And yes, mourn the loss, mourn the disappointment, move through those feelings, but don't get stuck there, right? Like, you're not meant to set up camp and just hang out there for years and years and years. You're meant to experience it, move through it, honor it, pull the wisdom from it, and leave what doesn't serve you behind. Take the wisdom and move forward. And so I think that you're going to have some opportunities to do that this month. And again, this can be around this is a general reading, so it can be so many different things. It can be around relationships, career, money, resources, whatever. There's definitely something here about like some kind of disappointment. Maybe something doesn't work out the way that you had thought it was going to work out or wanted it to work out. But you have to understand that even if the universe closes a million doors, it's going to leave the most important door open. The one that you're meant to walk through is going to remain unlocked. So don't get stuck trying to open doors that aren't meant for you to go through, that are now closed for a reason. Turn around, find the door that is open, and move through it, because that's the one that you're meant to move through. That's the one that's sort of beckoning to you. And I think you'll find that as you sort of move through the month, there's this like energy of, at first it might feel a little bit challenging, whatever this is, but I feel like there's some level of understanding that comes in for you and sort of reconciliation with it. Like you understanding like, okay, now I see why that had to happen that way. I understand why it had to play out that way. And I understand why it needed to be released or not work out. It wasn't for me. It wasn't meant to be for me. And so it allows you to sort of bring closure to whatever this is so that you can move forward much more lightly. And so there is that a little bit of that heavier energy this month, nines, but it's not a bad energy. It's more about understanding that the doors that don't open or the doors that are sort of slammed shut in your face are not the doors you're meant to be moving through. So stop trying, stop forcing it, stop trying to force it. It's kind of like you're not going to be able to move through it. And if you do move through it, if you manage to make your way through it, it's going to be such an uncomfortable experience. You're going to want to come right back out the other side. So, so just don't get stuck there, whatever that is. I think you'll find some level of like understanding, sort of justice around whatever this is, so that you can kind of come to terms with it and find the space to be okay with whatever this is. And it could be like a relationship ending, a job ending. It could be anything, but if it is something like that, let it fall away. Work through the emotions that come up for you around it, but let it fall away. Let the door close. Stop trying to put your foot there to keep it from closing. Just let it close. And you're being ushered into the next chapter, into the next doorway, right? Into the next hallway. So allow yourself to do that. And you'll find that the more you move with the energy, the more you're able to do that and don't get stuck in that lower vibration of trying to force something or stuck in the memories that are no longer serving you. I think you're going to find a tremendous amount of joy coming in for you, and almost like things speed up and it almost becomes a little chaotic where you have to find your balance. So there is this really beautiful, powerful light energy throughout November as well that's just waiting for you to tap into it. I do feel like you kind of have to move through whatever this is, whatever this sort of like disappointment is or loss or whatever, or, difficult memories or whatever the case may be. And it could be like an old relationship that surfaces for you and brings up memories from the past and, what ifs and what should have been and all that stuff. And I think, again, you're just being asked to recognize it, honor it, move through it, and move on. If it didn't work out, there was a reason why it didn't work out, okay? So when you can do that, you're going to move into this much lighter, brighter, inspirational, powerful, passionate energy that's just waiting to be tapped into. So it is there. I do think you're going to have to continue to sort of find your balance this month, because I do feel like it's going to be like, you might feel like you're sort of teetering between those two worlds where it's like you've got this sort of disappointment, but then you also have this like really amazing energy coming in, amazing opportunities for growth and play and exploration. And you might even be having a child, like just literally like children are coming in around this energy. So it could be that you're meant to like kind of tap into that childlike energy and really use that to feel your passion and bring that joy back into your life. Find the things that you enjoy doing, that you love doing, because that is what's going to fuel your passion, which is going to fuel the next step, right? It's going to show you the next step that's much more aligned for you. And then it's going to, like we talked about in the intro, you're going to put your intention and your sort of action behind those higher vibrations. And then in doing so, that's what you're contributing, that's what you're calling in, that's what you're going to start attracting back to you, are those positive experiences, right? Of course, there will still be challenges because this is life, but you're going to be more equipped to recognize the higher vibrations, to be able to call those in and not get so stuck in those lower vibrations of the things that aren't working. And again, if they're not working, there is a reason for it. So honor that reason and look to the things that are working, because the things that are working and that feel good, that make you feel passionate, those are the things you want to invest your energy into, because that's what you want more of, right? So don't underestimate your own power in this process, because really so much of it comes back down to the thought. You're having the thought. You get to choose which thought you cling to, which one you hold on to, which one you put power behind. So choose accordingly, choose wisely, right? And there's no shame in choosing a lower vibration or whatever, right? Like If you do, it's because there's something still left there for you to learn or to understand or whatever. So there's no right or wrong. It's just about remembering that you have the power to decide and to choose where you're going to put your energy and what you're going to bring into your experience. So 9s, make sure, just like this has come up so much in so many other readings, but just make sure you pay attention to the thoughts and that you're choosing thoughts that are higher serving, right? Like that serve your higher good, your higher purpose, and that bring you some level of joy. That's not asking too much, right? Like you deserve to have joy. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have abundance. You deserve to have all these things, right? You just have to understand that you're worthy of them and that the thoughts drive the actions. So you have to start from the gate, right? You have to start from ground zero, which is the thought. So choose wisely what thought you put your intentions behind. So I think it's going to be a powerful month for you all. I think that there's going to be some times here that you just need to really do some self-reflection and see what are you clinging to, what thoughts are you clinging to, what are you putting your power behind, and do you want to continue to do that? And if not, how can you change course? How can you change direction? Because I'm telling you, there is some really beautiful energy present this month for you all to tap into. It's just waiting for you. So I hope this is helpful. Thank you all so much for listening. Take care, 9s. Bye for now.